Okay, hi guys. I had to bring my light down so that way I'm able to, so you guys could see a little better when I add in all the ingredients. So I actually have you sitting in my little curry thing again because that works really good for me. However, I was going to try to use my little, this is my pillow pad. I use this next to my bed. See? Pillow pad. These are so comfy at nighttime next to your, your little dresser next to your bed. Super cute, super comfortable. You can even rest your head on these. However, I should try to bring this down to use this for to hold my iPhone, but however, it's not sitting the way I want it to. So, the curry filter thingy that I have, I'm gonna have to give you an up close of what I use. This works perfect for when I'm up close on the kitchen. See? You can see where I'm putting everything in together. You can see all my ingredients, all that good stuff. And that is why I'm going to use that. As you can see back here, now wait, let me turn it a little bit over. See, this gives some good angles. I don't know, it just holds my phone perfectly. All right, so if you look over here, you'll see I have my tripod too, which I can use that as well. But since I want to do like a really up close, this works perfectly to do like an up close. Okay, so let's get to it. All right, so I'm going to switch it over here. All right, there we go. It's empty. All right, so the first thing you want to do is add in the beautiful, lovely, you want to put clean water, spring water, clean water. But you want to make sure it's temperature, not cold. It's nice and warm because all this is going to go in the oven. So you don't want to shock your meat. So you want to make sure you add a lovely size, about a cup. Get some stuff in there. About a cup of this and you're good to go. All right, so let me push this over. Then you want to add in a 1/3 of that canola oil. Okay, so about a 1/3. There we go. I'm doing everything by eye because I'm used to it. Okay, and then you want to start adding in your chicken, okay? But before you add in your chicken, however, remember we have that ragu sauce and those tomatoes, okay? So before we even add in the chicken, wait, let me just get this moving because I almost forgot. You're definitely gonna mush these a little bit, okay? To add them, to mix them into a bin with the rest of the sauce. So just give me 1 minute here. All right, and this is very simple. I'm used to just doing this 1, 2, 3, eyes closed. So you just take your little hefty smusher. And these do pop, so be careful. Make sure you just put one hand over and you're good to go. Because you don't want to put them in as whole tomatoes. You can even use your other hand to kind of squish them. It's just like, I guess you would say, like if you went in a whole bin to do like a grapevine wine and you step, that's pretty much what you're doing here, using your hands though. Okay, you can just squish it. And these tomatoes are absolutely delicious with just a little bit of salt and pepper, like I did with the arroz con gandules the other day, along with that delicious chuletas guisada. My way, the way I do things in my kitchen. Super delicious. These tomatoes went perfect next to that plate. So fresh, so delicious with that salt, pepper, vinegar, and that little bit of oil. So, these are the ones I like to use for this dish. And that's why I got these. I wanted to use these for this dish as well. I still have a bunch of tomatoes left that my dad brought me as well. So I'm trying to use them as much as I can. All right. So like I said, you can pop them with your fingers and stomp them with your little fingers in the bowl. Okay. That way they're not popping at you because they are very tender and they will scorch you. All right. Okay, so they should pretty much look about like that. Okay, just like that. Okay, can you see that? They're all smushed up. There you go. Okay, I'll even give you a handful so you can kind of see. Okay, and this is what they should look like. Pretty much just smashed up. All right. So when you're done doing that, okay, you may add a little bit of salt and pepper in between if you like. But if you're using all the ingredients that I told you in this chicken, that I put in this chicken, which is, let me just get my hands here. Which again, for the chicken, I used a 1/3 of all-purpose adobo, okay, 4 packets of salsón, 2 tablespoons of garlic parsley, 1/4 of that Spanish olives, and a 1/3 of that tomato base sofrito, cooking base, okay. And then I also used 2 teaspoons, of apple cider vinegar with the mother, 1.5 cup of that fancy Goya pepamientos, and that's the stuff we all have back here. As long as you use all these ingredients, trust me, you don't need to add in that extra salt. But you know, it depends how you like your stuff. So that's why I always tell you, stick with the dish, stick with the recipe. Okay. All right. So depending how you're doing your chicken, I mean, everybody does things differently in their kitchen. So I would love for you guys just to follow the simple recipe, and you know, like I said towards the end, if you want to add a little something extra, that's up to you. Like I said, it's your kitchen. So all right, so what we're gonna do next, we're gonna just add some of this this old world classic style, it's the old world style sauce, okay, flavored with the meat, as I said before. And you're just going to add that in so beautifully, right, with the sunset red sweet tomatoes. And again, all you're going to do is just mush them around. See, I like when I have light. It's so much better. You can see the food beautifully. You can see how I'm doing everything. All right, and then just give it a little stir. Then you want to go ahead and add in your, it's about a big spoon of that minced garlic. Okay, I'm just going to start throwing things over here. You're going to add in those 1/4 of Spanish olives. You are going to add in that tomato cooking base sofrito. Super delicious. So all you're doing is just putting all this together inside the sauce, because this is all going to marinate with that lovely chicken in the oven. So it'll do its work. All right, so we're going to give it another shake. It's so good, delicious. And I have hot water going on back here for my pasta, which I'm about to throw in a little bit. I'm letting it get nice and hot. And then I'll show you what this looks like too before I add it in. Well, you're actually going to see me pour it, so that's good. All right, so let's get back. We're going to push the chicken back, okay, because we still have stuff to do here. All right, that 1/2 yellow cooking onion. Okay, you want to chop these into really nice, pretty little dices, okay? You don't want to do big chunks at all. Do little dices. It does make a difference in the kitchen, okay? So yeah, guys, this is a delicious dish. You don't want to miss this. This is some good stuff, as I tell you. Okay, so once you got that going on, just throw it right into that lovely, beautiful sauce with all those flavors. And this is what makes this chicken poppin'. So delicious. All right. And again, mix. Every time you add something into something, give it a good stir. All right, so remember those pepamientos, okay? And fancy peppers soaked in a sauce. That's all that is. Soaked in some deliciousness, fresh water and all that. And again, you want to cut these not dices. You want to do long ways. Just like that, long ways. Okay, and there's a reason for that, because these are going to lay so beautifully on that chicken when you add that cheese and when it comes out the oven. Oh my God. So you want to do long ways, just like this. And do not, I repeat, do not use regular red pepper. Go for the fancy pepamiento peppers. It does make a difference as well for this dish. All right. Make it the Goya ones. All right. Beautiful. Again, give it a nice little stir. All right. So last but least, we are going to be adding in that Parmesan cheese, okay? Which is the grated cheese. I don't put the slices of cheese. Where'd I put them? Right here. I don't, and these are just regular American white cheese. The ones I use for the sandwich, same thing. I have a couple slices there. I put that in last because you don't want to overcook the cheese. So that goes in last right for the touching of the chicken. All right, guys. So I want you guys to take a look at this before I add in that Parmesan cheese. Okay, look. Yep, let me have to push this back a sec. Okay, wait, there we go. Look at that. Look at those chunks in there, all them seasonings, all that. You can actually make a can up a sauce like this with any sauce you prefer. I'm using this, like I said, the ragu with the old world style sauce with the flavored meat. But like I said, if you want it to come out like my dish, you must follow the recipe. All right. But, you know, if you like have other things in your kitchen, it's not going to hurt it much, like a different kind of sauce. That's perfectly fine. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to add in the Parmesan. The whole cup of Parmesan cheese goes right into that sauce, okay? Because that's what's going to crisp that chicken up and make it real nice and juicy as well. All right. So I'm going to give you and I'm going to actually give you an up close what it should look like before you before I pour it in. Now wait. And this is so simple. This is pretty much it. You're done. It goes in the oven for an hour and you got yourself the perfect Spanish Parmesan chicken with a nice Italy pasta, penne pasta. Super delicious. You can't go wrong with that. Okay, so let's take a look. All right. All right, there it goes. And if you could see, some of the Parmesan is still on my tool stick here in my kitchen. And that's what it should look like, just like that, after putting all those beautiful ingredients in. And just make sure, you know, the tomatoes get a little mushed in there. And all you're using is for 8 servings. This is what you'll be using. A 32 ounce of that ragu. And also a little cup. I use about a bowl like this of those red sunset tomatoes. All right, so there you have it. Okay, so let me put you back here. Now wait, flip side. All right, there we go. I always say that when I hit that button, flip side. All right, okay, so here's where the magic comes in, guys. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're going to start adding some of that lovely mix that we just did. Remember, it's a cup of warm water, warm clean water, spring water, 1/3 of canola oil, and then you can go ahead and start adding half, only half of this you're gonna do. Look at that, yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, and y'all should know where the other half's going, right on top. All right, so I'm gonna move all this over. Let me just pick up my station here. All right, okay. We're almost done here. And I know my daughter, she is dying for this dish. One of her favorites too that she loves. Well, she likes spaghetti anyway, no matter how you make it. All right, so then you want to go ahead and add those lovely pieces of chicken. Okay, again, make sure that you spread the love before you add in your chicken. Spread the love, so it should basically look like that. Okay, once you, it's like a little, almost like a soupy in the bottom, right? Because remember, you have water in that, so it's not going to be chunky now until you add the rest of the stuff in. Okay, see? Oh, you can see it. Yay. That's why I got to show you what I use to hold my phone. You guys are probably going to make fun of me. All right. But it works in my kitchen. It does. Get those pieces of chicken and just dip them right in. And these have the skin and all, y'all. I don't play when it comes to this Parmesan chicken. I let the skin on. I do skin up. So you want to lay them skin up. All right. Look at that. So, and these were marinating for about an hour. So trust me, this is going to be some good stuff. All right, so the other half of that mixed sauce that we just did is gonna sit while this simmers in the oven. For the first half hour, you're gonna let this rock out in the oven. Put aluminum foil, all that good stuff. Okay, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. Look at that. And this is gonna go after, and even the juices from the chicken, yes, I'm gonna add that right into my sauce back there. We don't lose no flavor up in this kitchen. All right, almost done. All right, and then you're just gonna cover up that mixed sauce that you just did. All right, I'm gonna cover that up and make sure all this is nice and flat and together. And again, here's the rest of that sauce. Since I added that little bit, I want to give it a nice stir, and then just let it sit. Let this go in the oven, about a 350 degree for about a half hour. After that simmers, you want to add the rest of the sauce on top along with the cheese. Okay? And we got to get to that pasta as well. Because remember, we still have to add that pasta in here, okay? That's why we really need this to simmer down a little bit. Okay, and just make sure you really top that, because when I open this, I'm going to show you a part 2. When I open this chicken should be the sauce should be really low. It should really come down low in this pot, and that's where I'm going to go ahead and add my pasta in and the sauce, and it's going to be pretty much another half hour, and then we're going to add the cheese, and then we're all done. So I would say, just to be on the safe side, I would say about an hour and a half, okay? All depending on how you're working in your kitchen, with what oven. And I'm using my mini oven, okay? So we definitely want to make sure that we add in that extra half hour, okay? And this is my little long video, and I did a oopsies here, and that's quite all right. It happens. All right, and that's why I got my apron on. I didn't get my apron dirty. All right, so that's pretty much it. Don't poke no holes in it. Keep it nice and tight. All right, so let's turn this way. Hopefully I can. So we're gonna go right to the oven at a 350 degree. I'm gonna push this down, and we're gonna get this out so that we can put that right up there. You can even hear it's hot. Okay. And just throw it in there just like that. Voila. All right. And say bye-bye. All right. So there you have it, guys. And this is a little long video, so I apologize. But I do like to let you guys see how I do things in my kitchen, okay? All right, so the next video coming up is just going to do a quick little video with some funky music with that nice Italian pasta. So don't miss it. It's actually Italy pasta, not Italian, Italy. So stay tuned. Short little clip, and then we're going to let this rock out for about 45 minutes to a half hour.